Good evening, folks. It's Robert Perry, Portsmouth, Rhode Island. I'm interested in going to Washington, replacing Jack Reed as a senator from the state of Rhode Island. You know, I took the summer, every time I had a thought about Rhode Island, along with my long-term ambition to get to Washington and do something about the problems that we have with controlling the federal government's expenditures on power that we can't sustain, wars that bring us more terrorists. I've made some mistakes, so I got to make a couple of corrections. For one thing, my grandmother took me to the church, my vavo, 6 days a week. Jack Reed was an Army Ranger, not a Navy SEAL, which I did say once, and I know that it is Ms. Raimundo who is our treasurer and the beer maker. Yeah. Okay. So my apologies. I made a few mistakes, and I know I was a little silly. I'm not a pro. I didn't get $500,000 like Ms. Raimundo to run my campaign from Wall Street. I was particularly aggravated with the fact that it was right after we bailed them out that she took the $500,000, or that rather she gave them $2 million in fees, and then when campaign time came, she took $500,000, which I noticed in the commercials. She does some great commercials. They look like toothpaste commercials, but no, the Narragansett beer is a great commercial. In fact, I do remember Narragansett beer. Ms. Treasurer. I also remember a lot of other things from that period of time. It was a low-cost beer. I remember my friends drinking and falling out of cars and dying, drowning. I remember a young man in Barrington recently ended up spending a good part of his life in prison because of alcohol. I still think that was a bad move. Alcohol isn't something we should be promoting. September 9th, you guys have to decide who we're going to put on the ballot. What's come to my attention over the summer was that the job of Secretary of State included a particular job that Ralph Mollis was supposed to do, which was registering the lobbyists, and he forgot to register lobbyists for 38 studios. That's a $75 million deal. Now, in the moment that it has to come out of me to talk about Mr. Mollis not doing his job. I found out that we're giving 75% of the money that we put in the few towns that have cameras to catch people zooming by the school buses. 75% goes to the company that runs those cameras. We don't need to pay them anything. We can handle the cameras. It's not complicated to catch people. We put the camera, we take the picture. It takes a little bit of technology, but it's nothing that we need to be paying millions of dollars to do. Let's see now, $2 million, we gave them 75%. That means it appears as though we gave them $6 million for 3 towns to have cameras on their buses, and all the other towns, they just don't have them. That's ridiculous. It should be a state law. We need to put cameras on school buses. We need to put cameras on every cop. I really just wanted to make those corrections. As we go up to the election, we have to be careful who we choose, because we know that generally speaking, as Democrats, we select the ballot that's going to win. We can't pick anybody that's been to federal prison for stealing from the government to run any governments. That's something we can't do. People who are under suspicion of stealing our money, the government money, it's not that we can't re-elect any of them, it's that they have to agree to be investigated. That means anybody in the General Assembly who I'm sure accidentally voted not to investigate 38 studios changes their mind and tells you before you give them your vote on September 9th that they will investigate 38 studios. It's a simple decision. Either they investigate and they're not crooks, or they won't investigate and they are crooks. We know that Buddy Cianci is a crook. One of the other things I remember from growing up is that you might, if you get somebody mad in Providence, and they have a little bit of power, and maybe a state policeman driving them around like Buddy did, he might just put a cigarette out wherever he wants to on your body. That's what he did. He put a cigar out on a guy for dating his wife. This is the kind of guy that you people in Providence think can do the job? Hey, look, we can only do so much in a given year. It's 2014. We get to decide, as we do many years, who is probably going to take most of these state positions, the Democratic Party, that is. We should be careful on September 9th. If we want to keep this party together, we've got to clean it up a little bit. A lot of people are going to keep their seats. We're not going to be able to kick them all out. But where we have the opportunity, where there is an alternative, we have to choose the alternative. We need some new people. We've got good governor. We've got good gubernatorial candidates. I certainly think that if you run a city that puts you in a good position to understand what it is to administer a municipality, Mr. Magaziner seems intelligent. He's certainly experienced at the job that he needs to do. On the other hand, his opponent, Mr. French Fry Man, he's not experienced at anything except figuring out how to scam the government out of money that he then turns around and funnels back to corporations. This is not who we need. Get rid of the old guard. It's our job. Take care of the state. We only got one.